Hello and welcome to another useful and motivational episode here, Decode Your English, the channel where you can learn English in a simple and easy way. I'm really happy that you are here with me today. Thank you so much for listening, whether you are walking, working, relaxing at home, or just taking a break. I hope you enjoy this episode and learn something new. In today's episode, we are going to talk about a very important topic: how to build confidence in speaking English. This is something many English learners struggle with. But don't worry, I will explain everything in a simple way, and I will speak slowly and clearly so you can understand and repeat after me. This podcast is not only about learning new ideas, it's also a great way to practice your English listening and speaking skills. Now, let's talk about why this topic is so important. Speaking English confidently can open so many doors in your life. Maybe you want to talk to new friends, travel to another country, get a better job, or just feel proud of yourself. But sometimes speaking English feels scary. Maybe you worry about making mistakes, or you feel shy when you try to speak. That's okay. We all feel this way sometimes. That's why learning how to build confidence in speaking English can help you feel stronger, more relaxed, and more excited to use your English skills. If you are learning English and also trying to improve your life, then this topic is perfect for you. As you listen, I want you to pay close attention to the words and sentences I use. Try to repeat them out loud if you can. This is a great way to improve your speaking. If you don't understand something the first time, don't worry, you can pause, go back, and listen again. That's the great thing about podcasts. You can learn at your own speed. So, in this episode, I will explain what confidence in speaking English means, why it feels so hard sometimes, and how you can build it step by step. I will share simple tips that really work, and I will also tell you a short story to make everything clear and interesting. My goal is to help you learn something useful and also give you good practice for your English skills. Now, are you ready to begin? Let's take the first step to build a more confident, stronger you one word, one sentence, and one conversation at a time. Let's get started. What is confidence in speaking English? Let's begin by understanding what confidence in speaking English really means. The word confidence might sound big, but its meaning is simple. Confidence means believing in yourself. It means feeling comfortable when you speak, even if you make mistakes. It means trusting that you can share your ideas and that people will understand you. When you speak English confidently, you don't feel scared to open your mouth. You don't worry too much about saying the perfect sentence. Instead, you feel okay with trying, even if your grammar isn't perfect or your pronunciation isn't exactly like a native speaker's. Confidence is not about being perfect, it's about being brave. Let me give you a few examples. Imagine you're at a cafe and you want to order a coffee in English. A confident speaker might say, "Can I have a coffee, please?" Even if their accent is different or they pause to think. They try, they smile, and they keep going. But someone who lacks confidence might stay quiet, afraid to speak because they think, what if I say it wrong? What if the waiter doesn't understand me? Another example, maybe you're in a class and the teacher asks a question in English. A confident speaker raises their hand and tries to answer. Even if they're not sure, they might say, "I think the answer is," and give it a try. But someone who's not confident might stay silent, even if they know the answer, because they're scared of making a mistake. One more example. Imagine you're at a job interview, and the interviewer asks you to talk about yourself in English. A confident speaker might say, "My name is Maria, and I like to work with people. I'm learning English every day. It's simple." But they say it with a smile and without fear. Someone who's not confident might feel nervous, stumble over words, or avoid speaking altogether. Confidence in speaking English is not something you're born with. It's not something only smart people have. It's a skill, and like any skill, you can learn it. You can practice it. You can build it. Many English learners feel shy or nervous at first. It's very normal. Even native speakers feel nervous sometimes when they speak in public or try something new. The difference is that confident speakers keep trying, even when it feels hard. Confidence matters because it helps you in many parts of your life. At school, it helps you participate in class and make friends. At work, it helps you share your ideas and show your skills. In your personal life, it helps you connect with people, travel, or enjoy movies and music in English. But when you lack confidence, you might avoid speaking, miss opportunities, or feel frustrated. That's why building confidence is so important to help you live a bigger, happier life. In the next part of this podcast, we will talk about why speaking English feels so hard sometimes. Why do we feel shy? Why do we worry about mistakes? We'll answer those questions in a simple way, and you'll understand your own feelings better. Are you ready? Let's keep going. Why do we struggle to speak English confidently? Now that we understand what confidence in speaking English means, let's talk about why it's so hard sometimes. Why do we feel nervous? Why do we stay quiet, even when we want to speak? Why do we say, "I'll try later," instead of speaking now? These are important questions, and the answers will help you understand yourself better. When you know why you struggle, you can start to change it. One big reason is fear of making mistakes. Many English learners worry that they'll say something wrong, maybe the grammar, pronunciation, or vocabulary won't be perfect. For example, imagine you want to say, "I went to the park yesterday," but you're afraid you'll say, "I go park yesterday," and someone will laugh or not understand. This fear stops you from speaking. You think, "If I make a mistake, I'll look silly." But the truth is, mistakes are normal. Even native speakers make mistakes sometimes. The fear of mistakes comes from our mind telling us we need to be perfect. But perfection is not necessary to communicate. Another reason is shyness or low self-esteem. Maybe you feel shy because you think your English isn't good enough. Maybe you compare yourself to others who speak fluently, and you feel like you're not as good. For example, you might hear a friend speak English quickly and think, "I'll never be that good." So why try? This feeling makes you stay quiet. But here's the truth. Everyone starts somewhere. Every fluent speaker was once a beginner. Shyness is normal, but it doesn't have to stop you. A third reason is lack of practice. Speaking English is like riding a bike. You need to practice to feel comfortable. If you only study grammar or read English books, but never speak, it's hard to feel confident. For example, imagine you know 1,000 English words, but you've never used them in a conversation. When you try to speak, your brain feels slow because it's not used to forming sentences out loud. Practice builds confidence, but without it, speaking feels hard. Another reason is fear of judgment. Sometimes we worry about what other people will think. Maybe you're afraid your friends, classmates, or coworkers will judge you if you mispronounce a word or say something wrong. For example, you might want to join a conversation in English, but you think, "What if they think I'm not smart?" This fear stops you from trying. But most people are kind. They don't judge you for trying. They respect you for it. Sometimes we also struggle because of cultural differences. In some cultures, it's normal to stay quiet or avoid speaking unless you're sure you're correct. This can make speaking English feel even harder, especially if you're in a new country or talking to native speakers who seem very direct. You might feel like you don't know the right way to act, so you stay silent. Finally, lack of motivation can play a role. If you don't have a clear reason to speak English, it's hard to feel confident. For example, if you're learning English just because your teacher told you to, but you don't see how it helps your life, you might not feel excited to speak. But if you have a goal like getting a job, traveling, or making new friends, speaking becomes easier because you know why you're doing it. So, to sum up, we struggle to speak English confidently because of fear of mistakes, shyness, lack of practice, fear of judgment, cultural differences, or lack of motivation. These are all normal feelings. You are not alone. every English learner feels this way sometimes. But the good news is, you can change this. You can build confidence step by step. In the next part of this podcast, we'll talk about how struggling with speaking English affects your life and why it's so important to overcome it. Let's keep moving forward together. How does lack of confidence in speaking English affect us? Now, let's talk about how a lack of confidence in speaking English affects us in real life. At first, it might not seem like a big problem. You might think, I'll just stay quiet today, or I'll speak when I'm better at English. But over time, not speaking confidently can create challenges in many areas of your life, your school, your work, your dreams, and even your emotions. Let's look at how this happens. First, in school, a lack of confidence can make learning harder. If you're too shy to speak in class, you might miss chances to practice or ask questions. For example, imagine your teacher asks you to read a sentence out loud, but you stay quiet because you're nervous. You miss the chance to improve your pronunciation. Or maybe you don't join group discussions, so you don't learn as much from your classmates. Over time, this can lead to slower progress in English and lower grades. It can also make you feel frustrated because you know you could do better if you spoke up. At work, not speaking English confidently can hold you back. Many jobs require English, even just a little. For example, if you work in a store and a customer asks you a question in English, but you're too nervous to answer, they might get upset, or your boss might think you're not capable. If you avoid speaking in meetings or presentations, you might miss chances to show your skills or get a promotion. This can make you feel stuck in your career, even if you're hardworking and smart. In your personal life, a lack of confidence can stop you from reaching your dreams. Maybe you want to travel to an English-speaking country, but you're afraid to speak with locals, so you don't go. Or maybe you want to make international friends online, but you're too shy to join conversations, so you stay quiet. These missed opportunities can make you feel sad or like you're not living the life you want. There's also an emotional impact. When you avoid speaking English, you might feel guilt or shame. You might think, I should be better at this, or why can't I just speak? These thoughts can hurt your self-esteem. You might start to believe you're not good at English or that you'll never improve. This isn't true, but not speaking can make you feel this way. Over time, this can lead to stress, anxiety, or even sadness because you feel like you're not growing. Finally, a lack of confidence can affect your relationships. English is a global language, and speaking it confidently helps you connect with people from all over the world. If you're too nervous to speak, you might avoid talking to new people, miss out on friendships, or feel left out in group conversations. This can make you feel lonely or disconnected. But here's the good news. You can change this. A lack of confidence doesn't have to control your life. You can learn to speak English with courage, and it will open so many doors for you. In the next part, I'll share simple, practical tips to help you build confidence in speaking English. These tips are easy to follow, and they're perfect for learners like you. So, take a deep breath. You're learning, you're growing, and you're not alone. Let's move forward together. How to build confidence in speaking English now. Let's get to the most important part of today's podcast. How can you build confidence in speaking English? We know why it's hard, and we know how it affects us. But now we need real solutions, simple things you can do every day to change your habits and feel stronger. I'm going to share 5 practical tips that are easy to follow and work for English learners. Let's go through them one by one, like a conversation between friends. Tip 1. Start small with simple sentence. Big goals can feel scary. If you think, I need to speak English fluently, it feels overwhelming. Where do you start? How do you do it? Instead, make a small plan. Focus on saying 1 or 2 simple sentences every day. For example, say, today is a beautiful day, or I like to eat fruit. These sentences are short, clear, and easy. When you say them out loud, you feel successful. That success builds confidence. Over time, you can try longer sentences. But start small. Your brain will say, I can do this, and you'll feel ready to keep going. Tip 2. Practice for just 5 minutes a day. You don't need hours to build confidence, just 5 minutes. Many times, we wait to feel ready before we speak. But the truth is, action creates confidence. Tell yourself, I'll speak English for just 5 minutes. For example, read a short paragraph from a book out loud. Or repeat sentences from this podcast. Maybe describe your day. I ate breakfast. I went to school after 5 minutes. You might want to keep going. But even if you stop, you've done something. That's better than nothing. This small habit tricks your brain into feeling comfortable speaking. Tip 3. Create a safe space to practice speaking. English feels easier when you're not afraid of judgment. Find a safe space to practice, or place where you feel relaxed. This could be alone in your room, with a close friend who supports you, or even in an online English group where everyone is learning. For example, you could join a language app where learners practice together, or talk to yourself in the mirror. Say, hello, my name is your name. I'm learning English. When you practice in a safe space, you worry less about mistakes, and your confidence grows. Tip 4. Use rewards to stay motivated. Rewards make your brain happy and help you build habits. After you practice speaking English, give yourself a small reward. For example, after 5 minutes of speaking, watch a short video, eat a piece of candy, or take a relaxing walk. You can say out loud, good job, I spoke English today. This makes your brain connect speaking with positive feelings. Over time, you'll look forward to practicing because it feels good. You can even create a reward system. For every 5 days of practice, give yourself a bigger reward, like watching a favorite movie in English. Tip 5. Be consistent every day. Confidence grows with consistency. Practicing once a week isn't enough. You need to speak a little every day. It doesn't have to be perfect or long. For example, say one sentence in the morning, I'm ready to learn today, or repeat a phrase from a song or movie. If you practice for just 5 or 10 minutes daily, you'll see progress. Your brain will get used to speaking, and it will feel more natural. Consistency is more powerful than perfection. Don't wait for the right time, just start today and keep going. Let me give you an example of how these tips work together. Imagine you want to feel confident speaking English. You make a small plan. Today, I'll say 3 sentences about my day. You practice for 5 minutes in your room, where you feel safe. You say, I woke up early. I ate breakfast. I'm learning English. Then you reward yourself with a cup of tea. You do this every day, saying new sentences like, I like to read books, or my favorite color is blue. Over time, you feel less nervous, and speaking becomes easier. That's how small steps build big confidence. The key is this: don't wait to feel confident. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start small. Start now. The more you speak, the stronger you'll feel. Confidence and something you find, it's something you build. Now, choose one of these tips and try it today. Say to yourself, I can do this. I will speak English today. That's the first step to change. Let me tell you a short story about a young woman named Sarah. Sarah is 25 years old and works at a small company. She's smart and kind, but she has a problem. She's terrified of speaking English. Her job requires her to talk to international clients. But every time she tries, she freezes. She thinks, what if I say the wrong word? What if they don't understand me? So she stays quiet or asks her coworker to speak for her. This makes her feel sad and frustrated because she knows she could do better. One day, Sarah's boss asked her to give a short presentation in English. She had 2 weeks to prepare, but she kept saying, I'll practice tomorrow. She watched videos, scrolled on her phone, and avoided practicing because she was so nervous. The day before the presentation, she tried to prepare, but she felt panicked. Her presentation wasn't good, and she felt embarrassed. That day, Sarah decided something had to change. She didn't want to feel scared anymore. Sarah started researching how to build confidence. She learned about small steps. The next day, she practiced one sentence. My name is Sarah, and I work in sales. She said it in her room, alone, where she felt safe. She used the 5-minute rule, practicing for just 5 minutes each day. She turned off her phone to avoid distractions and gave herself a reward, like a short break. After practicing, slowly, she added more sentences. I like my job. I want to help customers. After a week, Sarah felt a little braver. She joined an online English group and practiced with other learners. They were kind and made mistakes too, so she didn't feel judged. Over time, her confidence grew. At her next presentation, she wasn't perfect, but she spoke clearly and smiled. Her boss was impressed, and Sarah felt proud. She still gets nervous sometimes. She's human, after all, but now she knows how to keep going. Sarah tells her friends, don't wait to feel perfect. Just speak, even if it's one sentence. That's how you grow. Maybe you see yourself in Sarah. Maybe you also feel nervous or avoid speaking English. But like Sarah, you can change. You can take small steps, practice every day, and build confidence. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to start daily. Practice for building confidence. Know that we've talked about how to build confidence. Let's talk about daily practice. Real change happens slowly, one day at a time. You don't need to do big things, just small, consistent steps. If you practice speaking English every day, even for a few minutes, you'll feel stronger and more confident. Here are 3 easy daily steps you can try. They're simple, powerful, and great for improving both your confidence and your English. Step 1. Write and say one sentence every morning. Write down one English sentence you want to practice. For example, today, I will learn something new, or I am a good student. Keep it short and simple. Then, say it out loud 3 times, slowly and clearly. This helps your brain and mouth get used to speaking. It also makes your goal feel real. You can say, my goal today is to speak one sentence in English. Speaking it out loud builds confidence and improves your pronunciation. Step 2. Practice for 5 minutes. Set a timer for 5 minutes and speak English. You can describe your day. I eat eggs for breakfast. I'm wearing a blue shirt. Or repeat sentences from this podcast. I can do this. I'm learning every day. If you don't know what to say, talk to yourself in the mirror or pretend you're talking to a friend. The hardest part is starting. But once you begin, your brain wakes up. Say out loud, I'm starting now. I'll speak for 5 minutes. This small habit builds confidence over time. Step 3. Reward yourself after you practice. Give yourself a small reward. It could be a piece of chocolate, a few minutes of your favorite song, or just saying, I'm proud of myself. Say it out loud in English. I did it. I spoke English today. This makes your brain happy and helps you want to practice again tomorrow. Rewards create a positive feeling, and that feeling makes speaking English fun. These 3 steps are small but powerful. Write one sentence, speak for 5 minutes, and reward yourself. Do this every day, and you'll see change. Use English when you do these steps. Say your goal. Say, I'm starting. Say, I did it. This helps you grow in 2 ways. You build confidence, and you improve your English. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, try this. Say, today, I will speak English for 5 minutes. I will start small, and I will smile. You're not just learning English, you're building a stronger, braver version of yourself. Conclusion. Before we end today's episode, I want to say something important. You have the power to build confidence in speaking English. Yes, you do. Even if you've felt shy or nervous for a long time, that doesn't mean you're weak. It just means you need a better way. And now you have it. You've learned what confidence is, why it's hard to speak English sometimes, how it affects your life, and most importantly, you have simple steps to start building confidence today. Change doesn't happen in one day, but it begins the moment you decide to try. You're listening to this podcast right now. That means you're already trying. That means something inside you wants to grow. improve, and feel proud. I want you to remember, small progress is still progress. One sentence spoken today is better than waiting for perfection tomorrow. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to keep going. Every day is a new chance to start fresh. Be kind to yourself and grow stronger. Confidence may feel hard sometimes, but you are stronger than your fears. Your effort matters. You are building a new skill, a new habit, and a new version of yourself. That takes courage, and you already have it. As you continue your journey, don't forget to speak. Speak in English every day. Repeat what you hear in this podcast. Say motivational sentences out loud. I can do it. I am improving. I am learning every day. These words aren't just for your ears, they're for your heart. They give you energy and confidence. You're not only building confidence in English, you're building a better, braver you. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I really hope this episode helped you in some way. You are not alone. Many people face the same challenge, and many people, just like you, are working to grow. You are strong, and you are capable. Please remember that. I have a small request for you. If you like this podcast and found it helpful, please take a moment to support Decode Your English. Your support means a lot and helps us create more simple, useful English content for you. First, don't forget to follow or subscribe to this podcast so you never miss a new episode. We talk about useful topics and simple English to help you improve your listening, speaking, and life skills. Second, please share this podcast with your friends, classmates, or anyone who is learning English. Maybe they're also struggling with confidence or just want to practice English with easy, real topics. Third, if you're listening on YouTube or a podcast app, leave a comment or review. Tell us what you liked or what topic you want next. Your feedback helps us grow and gives us new ideas. And one more thing, you can listen to this episode again and repeat the sentences out loud. This is a great way to practice speaking and listening every day. You can even pause, speak, and repeat until you feel more confident. Thank you again for listening to Decode Your English. We are here to help you grow, step by step, with your English and your personal skills. Keep learning, keep smiling. And I'll talk to you again in the next episode. Until next time, keep learning, keep trying, and keep speaking. You've got this.